everyone, you are watching ITV Gold and I'm your host Aditi Lamba. Today on the show, I have the privilege of honor of having someone very special, an organization that I have closely worked with, and I can almost guarantee that they make a huge difference. We are joined here today by the Secretary of Board of Trustees of the Share and Care Foundation, Shreya Mehta, who serves multi-purpose on positions with Share and Care Foundation and has also worked tirelessly and over many years with this foundation. The foundation is coming up with an amazing 5K Make a Difference marathon fundraising event this coming June 15th in New Jersey. It's an amazing event that has various kinds of marathons, has a fun fair, entertainment for youth, for adults, for seniors, and so much more, with a cause that really impacts rural India, women, children, and so much more. So before I bore all of you here, and before I get you so much more information from the person who actually knows what we're talking about in Share and Care Foundation, let's welcome on the show, Shreya Mehta, everybody.
Thank you so much, Aditi.
You have really worked, with the foundation, and you've also given to the foundation, and you've seen the kind of impact the foundation has made.
And I would actually say I'm a rather new member.
Right.
This foundation has been there more than 32 years. They have given over $72 million.
Wow.
Their impact, I would not be able to even cover it in half an hour. You have to go and see. You have to go to India, see all the beneficiaries. There have been over 500 nonprofits on ground that we have partnered with to impact change.
Wow.
So the whole mission was to give opportunities to the deserving, to the marginalized, and to the underprivileged in India. And so we kind of started with signature projects.
Right.
Education is one of our biggest ones, educating children and also giving opportunities to really smart children in India, so graduate program. And then we also have women empowerment. And that, one of the biggest things, which I'm getting back, is that Share and Care is about a holistic, it's more about grassroots. So when I say women empowerment, it's not just about skill training, but it's also about self-defense. It's also about confidence building. It's all also about developing skills of how to go out in the world and stand on your feet. So it's a holistic thing. We do not want to just go in, give a meal, and get out.
Right.
We want to improve their lives and make a difference. Change, break this circle of poverty. Share and Care, we partner with communities, we partner with nonprofits on ground, and we partner with our donors. So it's like
it's a whole cycle.
It's a whole cycle. So in this tribal village that I went, we were partnering with a local nonprofit that works with the government schools. So it's a combination.
Right.
You know, right now the government is helping a lot. There are wonderful programs, but we need both to work together. You need both hands held together to make a difference. So that's how Share and Care, what we do, we go in. Why Share and Care above another charity?
Right.
We have volunteers everywhere, on ground in India, constantly evaluating these projects. And they go there and they see that this is great work, we should support this, and that's where we step in.
You know, before we talk a little bit more about the event, which I would love for us to come back to, just discussing a little bit more into Share and Care and its amazing work. Do you think that bridging the gaps between the Indian government or other agencies of the government, and also bridging gaps between nonprofits itself, could sort of help mobilize a higher cause? At times, we're always discussing with the nonprofits what's missing, and a lot of times, what is missing for a lot of these nonprofits is funding, it's greater support, it's access. So how would you sort of combat those issues now, especially having such a successful charity, which probably could make even a higher impact if there was to have, if there was to be a stronger force of government attached to it?
So I think any nonprofit and Share and Care, the focus is to have a long-term impact and have it sustainable. So whatever it is,
by those communities.
The projects have to be long-term and sustainable, right? So it has to be holistic. The government has to be a part of this.
Right.
The charities have to be working with the government and with us. it is a continuous process. And the government is doing wonderful things, and we're always on top of it. Right now, the government introduced a loan program for graduates, which is what we've been doing all this time. So now we are changing our projects. We're like, great, the government is stepping in and doing its bit. So let us step up and make a bigger impact.
Oh, wow. So it's basically facilitating what they're doing.
Exactly.
And what you could help with. And then what else could you empower, since there are certain accesses being given.
Right.
That is incredible.
And it's about our network, right? So Share and Care volunteers, every single person is out there. Who can I talk to? How can I help? And it's this whole network that kind of makes it stronger and helps make this impact.
Right. And you know, when we're talking about this network and the impact, Share and Care is always known to be able to associate with massive personalities, you know, just to cater the funds and the much needed attention to the cause. What do you have to say about those kind of collaborative efforts and those associations, such as Javed Akhtar that we showcase even in ITV Gold, or other events that have been done over the years? You know, massive stars have shown up just to, you know, for the children, for the women. You know, how important is or has all of that been for the foundation?
Well, first of all, we're very grateful.
Right.
I feel like any celebrity, even any media, any outreach we can get it's a godsend, because there's only so much, there's so many parts to it. One is getting the information out to viewers, to donors, to volunteers. How do we do that? We do it through the media or through celebrities. And I feel like we're just grateful to them. I know, as you mentioned, Javed Akhtar, Shah Rukh Khan has also participated. We've had so much support that I feel like it kind of also puts a stamp, you know? You know, this is...
What do you think kind of strikes the chord? You know, Share and Care is so massive and successful, if I must say. What do you think has had everybody connect with? Do you think there's something particular in the causes itself or the direction it takes, besides the holistic approach?
Right. I think there's two major things, and one of them is why I'm here. Why am I a part of it? Is the transparency of the money. I feel like it is the most important thing. As a donor, I want to know where my money goes. As a donor, I want to know the impact of my $1. And with Share and Care, all their accounts are transparent. I can go online, I can I can check exactly my $1 has an 82-cent impact. I don't think there's charities who can say that. And the reason for this is we're largely volunteer based. We have a group of people who are very dedicated, and because of that, we're able to keep our overheads low. Right. And be able to give back the most we can.
So you're just basically making sure the system stays authentic.
Right, and it's all audited. There's an internal audit, an external audit. We understand that there are choices for charities. There's so many things even I can give to, but why do I stick with this? Because I know the impact of my dollar. I know, I've seen the people that it's helped, and I think that that's the biggest things, right? That one of the biggest things.
What's your take on you know, Indians giving back, especially to charity causes, especially Indian Americans or South Asian Americans? Do you think we still need to constantly encourage our community more, or do you think that it's just a matter of time that you will see more and more involvement with you know, giving back to the community, raising funds, you know, raising donations, because there are so many children, women we still have to help?
So I think when it comes to our community, I think we're actually doing great.
Really good.
I think so. I when I speak, you know, living in New York, you meet so many people and they're like, you're doing such amazing work. But I'm like, it's just this small. There's so much more you can do. Right. And I feel like one of the stories I'd like to share is the different generations. So like Share and Care is like 32 plus years old organization. Right now we have a new part which is called Share and Care Kids. So that's 13 to 18-year-olds. These are kids born and raised in the US. They have a wonderful like education system, and when they see that their peers in India don't get the education, secondary education is not subsidized, so it's private tuition, so they don't get that education from 8th grade onwards. The statistic is 40% dropout rate by 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
That's like huge. Wow. So these kids, they saw this and they're like, let's make Share and Care Kids for Kids. And their motto is one child for one child.
Wow.
And this is the impact. So I feel like, if you have an idea, just come to us because that's how you learn. That's how you grow, right? That's the kids started this program. They've raised money. They're actually going in India in the summer.
Wow.
They're going to Bombay and they're going to be volunteer with the same kids they're going to be supporting.
Wow.
Such a holistic. Where can we give our kids this? I don't think I would be able to give this opportunity to my child.
You also have a young professionals committee that you're leading.
Yes.
In Share and Care, we had the opportunity to cover their amazing gala, and we had an amazing time there networking and really connecting for a great cause. Having, this league that you just spoke about with, 13 and younger, and then having a young professionals committee and having those assets, being added into Share and Care, where is your vision taking, you with Share and Care and having all of them added into it? And also, are there specific causes that you think that they can, really help mobilize?
So I feel like for any organization, new blood is necessary.
Yeah.
And I feel like ideas and just that energy level. So the young professionals led by Aditi,
Yes.
and even the kids, I feel like these younger people, they have so many ideas, and that's what we need. I feel like we just need their energy. So for example, for the kids, one of our biggest things is we always talk about getting internships before you go to college, you do this. Running a nonprofit is life skills. You learn how to live, you learn how to ask for money, you learn all these things. And all the kids who are joining the group, they all are learning how to run a business.
Wow.
And I feel like these are life skills. So not only are they actually impacting and helping their peers in parts of the world, and these kids in India, they don't have a voice. They're not going to be, they have no way to get funding for them. But these kids are helping those kids. So they're helping externally, but actually, for me, they're building skills.
Yeah.
They're learning how to live in the real world.
And also learning a lot about their culture and giving back. That's a huge
Yeah.
part of our South Asian culture. I think we're all so proud about it,
Yeah, that's true. I feel like all of us, with our grandparents and parents, leave a little bit for the charity. It's ingrained in us, and to volunteer, to give back, So.
I kind of want to bring it back and sort of talk about this upcoming event. June 15th, everyone, in New Jersey, we'll be displaying the flyers throughout this interview. It's a 5K marathon walk. It has a bunch of events added into it. It's supposed to be fun, festive, a celebration of the cause. This is an event that's coming back to Share and Care.
Yes.
It has seen so much success, Shreya.
Yes.
And we're expecting about 1,500 Indians come out in an amazing time, on a Saturday morning. How, has it been sort of putting this event together? And, what sort of are the aims behind having an event such as a 5K in comparison to, an event having such as a gala, in that comparison?
And so Share and Care does have a gala. We have our spring
Multiple
young
events.
We have multiple galas.
Yeah.
We have the Young Fun Cocktail Gala, which was in the
Yes.
spring. We will also be having our annual gala, which will be in the fall. One of the things we realized is everything is usually catered to one age group, and I wanted, not only me, but we wanted to create this kind of open, diverse event where young parents, grandparents, young children, youth, everyone can come together, and it's a community, right? That's what we want.
Right.
To have a community to come together, either walk or run to make a difference. I see so many people and they're like, I want to make a difference in the world. This is called Make a Difference. So you come on June 15th, take a walk or run in the 1K if you're under 8 years old, and even for seniors, we're doing a 1K walk, and we have the 5K. We've also teamed up with many professionals. So we have Tri-State Timing, Run Sign Up, a lot of our American running corporations who partnered with us. And this event last year was a super success. So that's why we said, let's do it again.
Yeah.
this time we added on a fun fair because after you run, what do you need?
Yeah.
Food.
Exactly. So we're looking, a message out to the diverse community of New Jersey. I would love for you to give them an invite.
So this is not just about South Asians. This is about making a difference in the world. So it's not just about having a color of skin. No, it's got to do with a heart. You have a heart, come make a difference, help those who need it.
Of course. So again, make a difference. June 15th, coming to New Jersey.
Yeah.
A whole day filled with a lot of fun, a lot of raising awareness, and a lot of entertainment as well.
Yes.
Shreya, when you're talking about Share and Care and all of the work they're doing, the fundraisers they're doing to raise money, the activities they're doing to sort of bring the community together, raise awareness, there is a lot of sort of you that goes into it, and then there's a lot that we get to see in terms of having those South Asian beliefs out, South Asian morals out. So, sort of taking on that, taking where you come from, how you were raised, the fact that you're a mother, talk to me about how that experience has been for you to make a difference and now lead several committees in Share and Care to empower that. At times we don't understand why people want to help.
Right.
And what sort of triggers that. So I think it'll be great if the audience gets an insight into it.
Well, I do think it's got to do with my upbringing.
Yeah.
I feel like as an Indian, my mom and my grandparents always said, look beyond yourself. And I was raised with, for my birthdays, always giving food to the homeless.
Oh, wow.
I was raised with that experience, and I feel like it was a blessing. And it makes me feel so empowered. When I am able to help someone who needs it, what greater good can there be?
Yeah.
And as a mother, number one, I feel empathy, to give empathy to my children. How am I going to do that?
Right.
So if they see the work that I do, if they see the children or the beneficiaries that they can help, then they can have that empathy. And I feel like it affects everything, not only just giving back to a charity, but in your relationships, just to go beyond being selfish, I think.
Yeah. And also women empowerment has been a huge part
Yes.
of Share and Care, also, sort of enabling the moms.
Yes.
Because you are helping the children, but
Absolutely.
they have to be enabled by the mom, so you have to enable the mom.
Right.
What's your take on it? Share and Care has taken quite an extensive approach in the last 2-3 years, especially on
work.
their hygiene, on their education, on their skill sets. Could you give us a little insight into that approach and the change?
Right. There's been so much amazing work the Women Empowerment team has been doing.
Yeah.
One of the ones that I visited this time is for preventing sexual abuse in India, which is such a huge problem.
Yeah.
So we've teamed up with nonprofits and the government, and we go into school, and it's all about awareness. So we give education, we give them self-defense classes, and then we go back into the communities and we educate the parents of the children who've been educated. Because I feel like the first step is awareness, and these programs are doing that. And that was just one part, right? That women empowerment helps with sexual abuse, but also with skill development. So there's many programs where women, even maybe widowed women, underprivileged women, they all get, there are different centers that we partnered with, they get skill training. So they learn a skill, they learn sewing, they learn whatever they can. Some of them learn computers, it depends on their capacity, but they're able to stand on their feet. We want to give them opportunities. It all comes down to giving them the opportunities that they deserve, and it's our part to help them get the skills.
Do you ever get resistance from the community on ground? Do you ever have to deal with, I'm sure you actually must have to deal with breaking a lot of social barriers and social norms. Have you heard of those stories being done positively and sort of also making that change in the mindset of people that are restricting the children from going to school, that are not letting women get the opportunity? You must have to go into those communities and really help those people out, right?
Right. So I feel like our strength are our grassroots NGOs, the partners that we have on ground. That's our strength. So when we go, and I've talked to social workers, they tell us, like, this is what happened. This group, this community, their parents would not let their children go to school because they needed them to earn a living for the house. Then they tell us, this is how we overcame that. We helped them with getting them better rations. So there's just ways to come around it, but I think the strength is in our local nonprofits. Every dollar counts. That's what I want to say. I mean, it's personally, I can say women empowerment, education, healthcare, these are topics that touch me.
Right.
But for someone else, it might be a personal experience they've had and they want to support that cause.
Right.
Just reach out to us because we're doing so many projects and every dollar counts. For example, I know we were going to get into the numbers, but educating secondary for a child in secondary school, like 8th grade to 12th grade, that's $130. That covers their tuition.
For all of those years?
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's good. It's good to clarify it. It's $130 for 1 year.
For 1 year.
And what that does is it covers the tuition, it covers a one-day meal, it covers school supplies, it covers extra things. So some children don't even have shoes. You know, so the NGOs go in, these nonprofits go in and they say, this child needs a backpack, this child needs shoes, this child needs this. So we kind of make sure that these children don't drop out and stay in school. That's $130 for one child, changing that child's 1 year.
Wow.
So
if I was to ask you, for our audience, for our viewers, I love asking this to nonprofits. How much help does the nonprofit need? And if so, you know, to what extent could somebody, what extent could somebody donate? And also, you know, the minimum amount you could do to really make a difference.
Right.
So, you know, what is, you know, does each dollar count? And, you know, where do you think right now Share and Care would love the most help?
I think we need involvement. I think awareness and involvement. I feel like if we can promote the amazing causes that we do to the fullest, you have a great product, it's going to sell, right? But we need the personnel. This is a voluntary-based organization. We want young people to be involved. In terms of monetary, I feel like, as I said, even $1 counts. I wouldn't want to say, give us $100 and you will make this impact, because anything you give adds to someone's life.
Wow.
And
but it is only $130 to educate a child in India for a whole year. They'll go to school if you put in that much money. Sometimes we just spend that much on very minute things. Wouldn't you say that?
True. Very true.
You know, if I was to ask you your hopes and your aspirations for Share and Care in the next 10-15 years to even a 25-year plan, what are your hopes? Give me some facts of what Share and Care has done, and perhaps maybe projections or your personal hopes of how many children, women they could help.
Right. So, for example, in women empowerment, we've helped over 100,000 women in the past 20 years. Actually, women empowerment for 4 or 5 years. In that short time, they've been able to impact 100,000 women.
Wow.
So, and in terms of education, we've been able to help over 2,000 children, but we want to raise these numbers.
Right.
If you talk about vision and you talk about in 5 years from now what I see us as being one of the strongest non-profits in the U.S. Asian space. We want to be very transparent. It's all about having a very transparent nonprofit in terms of our numbers and our projects. And I feel like this is what our generations need. This is what we all need. We need clarity, and we want people to be involved so that we can share that information.
And after this 5K, make a difference again, everybody. June 15th, New Jersey is happening. After that event, what else could we look forward to? What is on the agenda for Share and Care? I know we're coming very close to the wrap of the interview, so I would love for our audience to get some more information about how to get some more information on Share and Care and all the upcoming events, and perhaps, you know, how can they get some more insights and maybe connect and find their own ways of where they want to help out.
Absolutely. So first of all, we have our website, www.shareandcare.org. Everyone's very techie savvy.
Of
So
course.
please go onto our website. But we do have our annual gala also coming up. We have a Cooking for a Cause event coming up, which is a lot of fun. It's also in New Jersey, where we have a competition, a cooking competition, and it's so much fun. I loved it. We have one of the Iron Chefs as our judges. So we do a lot of fun. So that's specifically the Women Empowerment team. So what we have is we have small groups of volunteers put an event together. Recently, the South Asian SAASA, the South Asian Student Association, they organized a dance event. All the proceeds went to Share and Care. So you might be having an event, or you might be having an idea of an event. Let us partner with you and make a difference.
Of course. Well, it was amazing having you here, Shreya. I would love for you to give one last message to all our audiences, and I would love for you to give that message also to all of the South Asian parents that are watching on Share and Care, on just the belief in nonprofit world.
Well, I encourage you to please come on June 15th, make a difference. It's in New Jersey, and go to ITV Gold so you can actually see more information about this. But come to our events, go to the website, volunteer, be a part of this, give us your ideas. We welcome you. That's what we want.
Thank you, Shreya.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Aditi Lamba signing off. This was Shreya Mehta, Secretary, Board of Trustees, Share and Care Foundation. Come out June 15th, make a difference. Share and Care is bringing an amazing event for the entire family, for an amazing cause, for children and women of India. Thank you for joining.